Hello, I'm ABX3Cat and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Xbox Update Adventures Let's Play. This is the Let's Play where we're playing through the various updates that have come out for Minecraft on the Xbox, building stuff, killing stuff, and of course, going to sleep and waking up in the middle of the day, in the middle of the episode, so that I can tell you about what we're doing today, because it does involve, of course, me being very far from home. I have to have a portable bed because I am thousands of blocks from any, sit-down bed, because here I am between two wooden mansions trying to finish my pathway between the two of them. This is like a fun little project I decided to work on that's like maybe 70% done, but it's done in like the spiritual sense. There's a lot of linking up that needs to be done, such as over here, but we're almost done with the basic idea of it, which gets me excited. So today we'll be finishing the actual link between them and then making it a bit more concrete and set in stone, and it's going to be kind of fun, or hopefully a lot more than kind of fun. It's going to be quite a bit fun. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and obviously as always when we're doing this sort of stuff, it gives me a good opportunity to kind of like, I guess, chill and talk about not aliens again, because again, I feel like that's a crazy people subject I just like to bring up every now and then, because again, my favorite things to talk about are the things where it's like, most people just agree you shouldn't talk about that, and it's like, well, I mean, maybe they agreed wrong. Maybe most people just have bad ideas, and I think the truth is that's like mostly true most of the time. But yeah, today we're gonna be mostly making pathways. I'll probably go into some caves every now and then, because seeing coal and seeing iron is just too tempting, because I need both those things kind of badly. And yeah, let's just keep working on the pathway while I talk about what I'm gonna be talking about this week. So what have I been up to this past week? Lots and lots and lots of videos. As you're probably aware, right now, as this goes live, I am in I think I've just landed in Singapore. I don't know, time zones are really, really weird. Sorry, not weird, but, really different when it comes to, like, going east. I'm really used to, like, American time zones, because usually when I say, like, oh, I stream at 8 p.m. UK time, which is 3 p.m. in America if you're on the East Coast, and 12 p.m. on the West Coast. But knowing the time zones for Asia is something I'm not too familiar with. So it's like 8 hours ahead, and that means the days are ahead, which is, again, this is the first time I'm going forward in time by more than like 2 hours. So it's going to be exciting. I'm going to be in the future as you watch this. Like, it's going to be Tuesday for me as you watch this on, if you watch this on Monday evening, which I know a lot of people do, and you kind of have to. So there you go. Fun fact. I'm in the future right now. That's what I've been up to this past couple of days. And before that, it's been mostly focused on videos, which is one of my favorite types of weeks to have. Like, every now and then I'm like, how do I even make videos? What even are videos? And then I have like so much fun making so many in a week. Like, I genuinely believe I make better videos when I make so many too, because like, if I just make one video and then I'm done for the day, I'm like kind of rusty at the whole idea. Whereas, again, this past week's been one of the more fun weeks of making videos in quite some time. But it's going to be good to take a little bit of a break. And you'll see some of the vlogs, hopefully, from where I'm going. That's the hope. So we'll see if that does work out. So, yeah, let's keep working on these pathway blocks. I don't know if you can actually pathway underwater. I imagine you probably can't. I imagine water turns it back into not pathway, though. But who knows, who knows. Anyway, let's keep going forwards, because we're almost here in the second jungle. Or in the jungle. But the jungle has the Will have mentioned that. Again, I'm not sure why. It's just how things are, okay? So we're gonna I guess we'll make this go underneath this mountain. I've gone over every other single mountain, but this one's really steep, so we'll go under this one. And yeah, I've been up to lots of videos, and that's the key point. So what have I been thinking about this past week? What's been on my mind, you might be wondering? Or maybe you're not wondering, maybe I'm just answering my own question. Oh, there's a little... Oh, this is very weird. Maybe I shouldn't go under here, then. I think now it's probably fine to go left a little bit, or to go right a little bit, depending on where the Will Mention ends up. So let's go do that right now. But yeah, what have I been thinking about regardless? I've been thinking about, like, honestly, okay, this is really condescending, but I want to give a little bit of life advice. I don't like the idea of life advice, because it's, like, such a broad, all-encompassing term, and, like, what do I know more about life than you do? Like, I bet you watching this right now, you know many more things than I do about many, many areas of life, because, again, life is a big thing. It covers literally everything, or everything that you can talk about, I guess. Oh, why is my Elytra not working? There we go. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, so we need to go to the right at least a little bit. And I probably want to avoid just this jungle altogether. Again, if we want to have a, like, safe pathway. So what I will actually start doing is, as soon as we hit this point, I'll curve it off to the right, and I'll go through this forest instead. So, yeah, we can just kind of ignore this, unpathway it. Just pretend, that's just a failed journey. Let's instead cut to the right a little bit, just like go slowly sideways, make some generic vague pathway here, and then try and chop down these trees later and go through there. So anyway, yeah, basically, I've been thinking a lot about, I guess, life advice, because honestly, I've been trying to think for a while now about, like, I've said this before and I'll say it again, but sometimes I spend a lot of time, like, way too much time, thinking about big things, like things that realistically I'm not gonna be able to affect. Like, I said before, like, oh yeah, if you could just work out how to fix the world, that'd be wonderful. But truth be told, even if you know how to fix the world, realistically, most people don't have the opportunity to do so. Although if you know the solution, then go tell someone, and maybe, you know, maybe that gives you the solution too. But basically, my point being is that, you know, I think about really big stuff, like, for no reason sometimes. And the thing I've been thinking about lately is, like, how you can optimize your life so that it's, like, because, I mean, the goal in everyone's life, right? It should be some amount of your goal to spend less money if you can. If there's any way that you can save money while doing nothing different. Like, let's say someone was like, I'll pay you £10 for no reason, just, here you go. You would take the money. Like, some people, like, I think they have a pride thing where they'd be like, nope, I did not earn that money, sir. But personally, it's like, if you give me £10, I will take it. Maybe that's like the inner streamer in me being like, oh, something donations. But no, that's always been my attitude in life in general. Personally, I've never understood the whole pride thing. Maybe maybe it's something you're meant to be taught, and maybe I was raised wrong or something. But personally, I've always thought, like, if someone wants to give you something, you should always be down to take it. Like, some people, because I remember I watched a TV show when I was younger, and like one of the guys gets rich and buys his friends like a bike, and his friend's like, no, I couldn't ever accept that. It embarrassed them, and they ran away saying like, oh, you're such a bad friend for giving me a bike. And I always thought like, no, that's not how bad friends work. That is the exact opposite of how this situation works. And it's just been one of those things that I think about a lot. And yeah, the reason I mentioned that today is because today I wanted to talk about ways, because it's like a tiny thing, but like how to optimize your life a little bit, I guess. Because it's something I generally do care about, because I have more flexibility, I guess, in my life than most people are lucky enough to get. Like, it's something I'd always appreciate, like, because, you know, I make YouTube videos, and, you know, to some extent they're like sometimes I have to be like, wake up, like, there's news, let's go do the stuff. And sometimes it means that I can take like a few days off in the middle of the week if I want to. It's a nice little thing, like I'm doing right now. And it's a nice little thing, but it makes me realize that like the world is so much nicer if you work around the world rather than expecting the world to work around you. And that sounds really bizarre, but it's something that I feel like if I could give like one piece of life advice right now. Again, this is like, something I've been thinking about a lot this past week. It's the like, if you can work around the world rather than trying to get it to work around you, everything just works so much better. So my favorite example of this is, in the UK it's called like peak time trains. But, you know, just, I guess, trying to fly or trying to catch a train at a time when other people want to do the same. So if you've ever tried to book a flight ever, if you haven't, then just take my word for it. It's so much more expensive if you want to fly at 2 p.m. on a Friday, and then you want to come back at like, 9 p.m. on a Sunday, or whatever times people usually go for, because those are the times most people want. And a lot of people are just like, I don't care in the slightest, just get me there, take $400 for a 1 hour flight if you want, just whatever, just do it, and that's why they can charge so much, because enough people are like that to do it. But if you work around like, oh yeah, well, they have to fly every day all the time, just in case people want to come home. So if you like fly on like, I don't know, I think it's like Tuesday and then come back on a Thursday, it's so much cheaper. And this is also true for like trains in the UK. If you travel when everyone's trying to get to work and the trains are so full, like beyond at their capacity, and there's no way to increase it, they're like, yeah, we'll charge you a little bit more. And some people see this as like a negative thing, like I should have the right to do things whenever I want. And again, that's trying to make the world work around you. And some people just go like, wait, it's cheaper if I just go on Tuesday and Wednesday. Like, it's only £5 for this flight, or it's only like, I think it's £13 for my ticket, 2 hours across the country to the airport, because I'm going at like a really bizarre time, like just because the flight happens to be at a weird time too. It's one of those things that like, it sounds like it just applies to like, oh yeah, well you do it there, and it seems like it's kind of unfair in a way, but it really just means that like, we have all this capacity we need to build up, just because some people insist on doing it sometimes. So once you have that like spare capacity, trying to use it is kind of a cool thing. Kind of like, again, in case you're like, that made no sense to a cat. Think about it this way, if you had a friend with a Lamborghini, I don't know why Lamborghini, but like Lamborghinis, because everyone loves a Lamborghini, right? For some reason, it's just the go-to like nice car of choice. I'm pretty certain at least. Then rather than asking to use his Lamborghini like at Friday, to I don't know, whatever you do with a Lamborghini, just be like, oh yeah, if you want, I can drive it midweek and then clean it, and then it'll be like, wow, yeah, all I have to do is give my Lamborghini away for 3 hours, and then someone will make it better. And I know, I feel like it's just one of those things that like this past week I've been thinking about it, and the more I think, the more really like, because the truth is there's two options you have as far as like to make the world a better place. You can change the entire system somehow, by yourself, which I think it's kind of arrogant for anyone to assume they can do, especially given there's 7 billion people. Or you can work with the current system to make it better from within the current system, right? Like, I think that's just a fact. And I've been thinking that, like, a lot of people don't necessarily do that. A lot of people feel like, no, everything else should happen. Because, okay, this is something that annoyed me recently. I was at Shake Shack. It's a burger chain. I think it's, like, East Coast America, but they have a few in London. And this one guy was just like, I don't want cheese with my meat. And the guy's like, oh yeah, sure. Did you, like, I'll check your receipt and see if you got it wrong. He's like, no, you don't check my receipt. You just go and you'll give me another one. And like, it was this awkward thing to deal with because the guy, you know, the cashier was like, the guy dealing with the burger was like 19 or something. It's like, really, dude? And what made it even worse is like, I saw him go back to his seat because he ordered 2 burgers and he just ate the one without cheese and like left his wife or whatever to have the bad one. And it's like, you are such a bad person and you don't even understand that like, you can't just demand things off other people generally. I feel like, generally speaking, the more you demand from some people, I've seen I said this before. Like the less input you need to have of other people. I feel like, so you know, if you require too much from this or that, it's gonna lead to bad things. But if you work around what already exists, then good things will happen. And I feel like in the future, where everyone's like all closer together and stuff, I feel like this is going into crazy people talk already. So just in case you didn't get that, I feel like key point here is. Do I need jungle wood? My inventory is such a mess. I know it, by the way. Don't worry. I'm aware that it's a mess, but it's just kind of a unrefutable truth. So we're gonna make a few. I guess we're gonna go forwards from here. I'm honestly not sure where we cut across before. Like I lost the pathway from before. I guess it must have gone over these trees somewhere. No, I've lost it entirely. Where did this pathway come from? Okay, so we need to go solidify the pathway. Make it solid, and then I also want to work on a lilypad pathway because I feel like it's something I always talk about. It's something I've always wanted to do, never had a good opportunity. So we're working on it a bit now. So let's fly back to where we could find the pathway last. Okay, let's do this. Wait, there we go. So just over by this mountain, somewhere around. Okay, it's over here. It's over here. Okay, I found the pathway again. It's all good. It's all good. Need to get out of this quickly. I've said it before, but I'm trying to do my elytra way less. It's one of my New Year's resolutions because repairing it like is very costly, both in terms of XP, but also like you gotta go to the end, you gotta get another elytra, and that's just not fun stuff. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I feel like in big general terms here, there's a lot of pro-tip stuff that in case you just distance that and you're like, so I can't. Nope, I don't care, or whatever you're saying is wrong. You know, that's fine. Again, I feel like. It's important to say, like, you can feel what you want, you can think what you want. No matter what I say, maybe I'm just crazy, maybe that's just, like, this is a thing you think at 22. Because one of the fun facts about the world I've always realized is that everyone thinks past them is an idiot. Like, me at, you know, okay, like I said, I'm 22 as I record this. I hope I'm not going to age up before it goes out. But, yeah, I'm 22 right now and will be till July. And back when I was, like, 18... when I made some of the early videos on this channel, I thought I was so smart. When I was 16, I was maybe 17 when I made my first Let's Play. No, I was 16, I think. I was like, okay, I got this. I'm just going to talk and I'm going to call, like, you know, cactuses retarded. Whatever it was, like, I did some, like, some, like, really, like, not even, like, you know, smart, stupid stuff. Just stupid stuff. And, I don't know, I feel like it's interesting because you always feel like you know the most you'll ever know right now. Even though time and time again, like your whole life is just you getting smarter and smarter and smarter, but you feel like, oh no, now I know everything. So yeah, maybe this is just like a temporary thing, and like if you're watching this, you're like, ah no, I thought that last week. Now I realize that really the world needs to bend down and, you know, do whatever it has to do to you. And maybe that's just how things are right now. But there you go. Those are that's what I've been thinking about this past week. That's the big life advice I'd give, because I feel like it pays dividends literally everywhere. There are very few places where that's not the smart thing to do. Like going to the cinema, every time I've been to the cinema in the past like year, it's been wonderful. Even Star Wars, I watched it 3 days after it came out. There was like 6 other people in there, and guess what? If you go at non-peak times, no one cares if you bring food in of your own, because I feel like food is only not allowed when it'll make other people jealous, because what are they going to do, take it off you? At least in any cinema I've been to. So you can take 5 guys if you want to. You know, 5 guys in the movie, heck yeah. I usually take something like really weird in there, so I can justify like, well, maybe you should sell this. Like I'll be like, have some pineapples, have some Pringles. It's a wonderful movie watching experience, and because there's less people, you get like 5 seats to yourself. I don't know how you use 5 seats, but trust me, I've been trying. You can put your feet on in the seat in front of you. It's just like, it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience, and I feel like, you know, for a while I was thinking, like, surely this is just me being lucky and being able to go when I want. But no, you can go in the mornings to watch a movie, and then in the evenings do something else. It just requires you changing your habits to be slightly different from the average human. Like, it's one of these areas where, like, you are rewarded for just not being a normal human. Which, I guess maybe, when I say it like that, it sounds kind of weird. But in my head, at least, that's like, yes, of course. You should reward people for not being normal humans. Oh, God, no, whoa, oh, okay. It's happening, it's working. It's really hard to actually make this work properly, so I'm just gonna stop right now. But it's pretty well done here. We've got like a clear path one way and a clear path back. We just need to have a few more grass blocks on the mountain, so it's clear coming back for like, yep, same thing here. Okay, there we go. We got out the pathway, linked from one place to another. Just need to guarantee it goes all the way, like place a few more over here. Probably place like a block there too. Can I place one? No, the entire like place of block radius seems to be turned into ice. Okay, so then we'll remove a few of these blocks and put in some dirt just so it matches. And then we'll chop down some of these trees so it goes there too. And then we'll do the lead pad thing that I really want to. Again, this pathway is like really coming together. It pretty much goes all the way. You're not this tree. You're gonna have to go down. It just, you're too much for me right now. I don't think I even have like any spaces for wood. Oh, I don't. That's tragic. Okay, free dirt. Probably less important. Okay, so now we're going to fly back along it, and I'm going to get some lily pads, and I'm going to make the lily pad bridge go towards the ocean one, because now I've connected up to the Woolly Mansion. That's cool, that's exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, so I'm just going to deliberately leave that ambiguous, because I don't know yet. But what I do know is that the ocean monument, there's just something I can do with that. Like, another ocean monument, there's some potential there. I still don't know what for, but there is some immense potential, I would say. Like, I'd upgrade it. It's not even just some potential. It's a serious amount of potential. So we're going to go look that up. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful. So, yeah, basically, that's my key thing I've been thinking about this week. But also what I've been thinking about is just a few things. By the way, so pro tip, in case you missed it, cinemas, way better if you don't go at 9 PM on a Friday. Or even just every cinema I've been to has like a day where it's half price. Like it's £3 to watch a movie on Monday for me. That's like $4. That's insane. And also let's like make a few of these into pathways. Like, I know this is kind of ugly right now, but I have to work out what I'm doing with that later when I can take off my boots. But so yeah, that's £3 for a movie. Pretty insane, right? If you book flights on a Tuesday, they're cheaper. If you book flights for a Tuesday, you might think they're the same thing. No, if you book on a Tuesday, like you buy the flights on Tuesday, it's cheaper. If you fly on a Tuesday, always cheaper. And if you catch a train at any time that's not like peak commuter time, like 9 AM or like 5 PM, then boom, it's like half price in the UK at least, and probably like similarly low prices in other countries. So there you go. That's how you make magic happen, and you make it all work for you, and then the world will be a slightly better place. Or maybe you could just not do any of that. It probably won't affect you too much. So now we're going to go look around for some lily pads. The cool thing about having these boots now, which have been annoying me all episode, is I can use them to get lily pads very easily. Also, I trapped that squid. Let's go kill it. Let's put out its misery. That's actually really convenient, the way that works. So that's nice, I guess. Now I have some ink sacs. Wait, no I don't. Now I have some ink sacs, which I do need quite a lot of, so that's nice. But yeah, let's go over to the swamp, which is behind the ocean monument. So again, this is the first time I've ever just walked up to an ocean monument. It feels pretty cool, right? Just like, yep, I'm here. I'm just checking out what's going on. The ice actually protects you from the monument, which is something I didn't even realize before. So, oh gosh. Oh man, that's always a scary thing. I've never seen that in third person before, though. I didn't realize it like physically existed in front of you. I just assumed it was like an animation, but nope, it's physically there and everything. But yeah, what else I've been thinking about a lot this past week is the whole... so yeah, if you've ever ordered something from Amazon or returned something from Amazon, they have the smartest return policy, I feel like, of any company ever. And it's something that really makes sense when you think about it, but just no one could think about because I guess like it seems greedy on the surface, or like the opposite of greedy. But basically, if you ever shop at Amazon and you want to return something, no questions asked, they return. And you might think like, surely every company should do that if it's such a good thing, because it makes you want, oh god, I'm trapped in ice. Okay, we'll wait till this breaks. I can't, okay, just let me up please, any second now. So I need to hop on a lily pad to actually start melting again. Oh, it doesn't work when you're just on the lily pad, because they're like, oh, there we go, it does work. Just not that one. Yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. They'll just return something, no questions asked. And you might question, like, surely that makes things more expensive because, someone's just returning every item. But they actually do something really clever where, I don't know how many it is. Again, to this day, I don't know. But there's some number of returns you get for free. Like, the first, 5 returns you get are no questions or something per account. And then after that, or, maybe it's 1% of returns or 5%. But then after that, that's when they start asking questions. If everything you say goes missing, then, that's just kind of the thing. But if you just have every, one in every 50 packages go missing, they won't ask questions. They'll just be like, yeah, of course. It's missing, let's send another one. Or, oh, of course, it's damaged. You don't even, sometimes one of my favorite things is they don't even ask the old one back. It's like, it costs us too much to ship that back. Just keep it, we'll send a second one. And that's my favorite, little, that's good customer service. That makes you think, I want another one of those. And it's just something I was thinking about, that's really clever that, no one cracked it until Amazon. That just, all you have to do is give people one free return, and they'll love you forever, because... Again, isn't it nice that, oh, something doesn't work. You feel wronged, but there's no way for the company to know you're wrong. Unless somehow there's a magical method. And guess what? In this particular case, there actually is. So, I wonder if I could sleep on this ice. Put my bed down on the packed ice. Or the, what is it, the shattered ice? I kind of want to try it out, but I also know that it will make my bed fall into the ocean. Okay, you can't put a bed down on there. So, I guess that's fun fact sorted. So we'll just put enough down that we can place our bed down. My inventory is so messed up. I know, by the way. Someone's going to be like, Toy Cat, why is that the case? And my answer is, I don't really know. So, yeah, enough story I wanted to tell, just because we're here. We're telling stories, right? Or I'm telling stories. I guess, yeah, technically, we can't tell stories, because one of us is not inanimate. One of us is a transient viewer, and one of us is an internet cat with a controller in his hands. But basically, I wanted to talk about my time at Minecon 2016. So the last Minecon that was a physical Minecon, because again, we're talking about Minecraft while we're playing Minecraft. Isn't that a phenomenon? Oh my god, this is annoying. Come on, let me on. Okay, I'm trapped now. We'll place the lilypad. Jump on the lilypad. It's so weird that you have to jump on and off for this to work. There we go. So now we're gonna place lilypads going from here. Okay, we're gonna make sure this goes right. We can place them on the ice, and then we'll see if they stay on the ice after you frostwalk them. Because I imagine they wouldn't, but they might, because the lilypad shouldn't be affected in theory. Oh. Okay, they don't, so as you can see, you can therefore leave your lilypad in place, and then we'll have a lilypad part of the bridge here. So we'll make it go at least a few blocks in each direction, but then we'll make it go this way, and we'll make it every other block, diagonally, because we want to be efficient with this. And now we have an official walkway onto all the way onto the ocean monument, which is pretty darn cool. That this is just a random little pathway, and now it goes to the ocean monument too. And now we've got that in place, we can put more pathway along here, and we can finish the job which we've been doing over here. So again, this pathway, it's been a fun little project. I really do think this sort of thing, every now and then you just have to kind of attempt it, go for it. Because the truth is if you, I guess I'm out of grass. The truth is I feel so many of your projects, or if you're like me and you have them all over your world, you won't want to go to them, but if you have a pathway, it's oh, I could go there anytime I want. And it's just it's an important thing to me that as well as doing new things, linking them to things you've already done is just as important, and maybe that's a valuable life lesson. Maybe you should let the Minecraft world work around the world you have, build over the mountains, rather than trying to shape it so that it works for you. Maybe you should work around it. There you go, that's me playing real life advice to Minecraft. But no, seriously, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. I mostly just spoke about I love this thing and how it's better for that. But I really do believe in a lot of the stuff that I just said. I really do love the Amazon return policy. And I also want to tell you the story about Minecon, which I know I have this problem where I get sidetracked and then I'm oh, never going to come back to that. But I would love to tell you that story sometime. So you can expect that at maybe next week we could tell Minecon stories. Because I have it's the tiniest thing. It makes me happy. I have the tiniest Minecon story that I actually do want to tell. So do you want to hear that next week? Or you can say no, it's okay. What we want to hear is more life advice. You changed my life here. Because again, okay, let's apply this to one more thing. If you wanted to buy a car, okay, I've never bought a car, but if you just pick a car in your head, and then you're I'm gonna find this car in the wild, the odds of you finding that car are very low. But if you just go look at cars that exist, then you might just find one that, you know, actually works for you. And same thing with, like, you know, why not? Also, if we place pathway, here's a fun fact. You can see I'm technically below the limit, so it makes ice appear. I've just discovered a fun fact for a video there. But basically, if you work with what exists, same thing with women or with guys or whatever your preference in the world, people, friends, if you go out looking for one particular thing, then you'll never find it and you'll be miserable. But if you believe that, like, oh yeah, well, anything could be the thing, then maybe you won't be miserable. So there you go. Hope you all enjoyed the video. You can like it if you did like it. You can share it if you really liked it. And you can subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know what you think about this whole pathway thing, because, like, I'm on board with it, but maybe I'm just crazy. I'm always keen to hear your opinions. And also, one more thing I feel like I should do before we go. So we'll place our dirt blocks just over here, or grass over here. Is I want to see if we can run along this without our Frostwalker boots. So let's give it a try. You can. See, you go down the middle, and then it doesn't matter that there's only other rift blocks. So there you go. Fun fact. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Because I'm going to see you all in the next Let's Play next Monday, which is just going to be just before I get back. So that's going to be a pre-recorded one. I might record it, like, tomorrow, actually. And talk about Minecon 2016 and the catering. Honestly, I just wanted to talk about the catering. If you... not to, like, undersell myself, but I just wanted to talk about catering. So thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.